welcome back. Let's talk about our social studies agenda. We're going to review our Google Meets, review our class norms, our mission statement and goals, our learning objectives for social studies today, and then we are going to go in and read Chapter 1, Lesson 4, Texas Plants and Animals. I am going to tell you, I was going back through and regrading some assignments in Savas this morning, and some of you are still not going in and completing the assignments. You need to make sure that you are clicking on the In Progress tab. That's going to be a lot of disappointing grades. A lot of disappointing grades. Oh, wrong. No, that's right. Google etiquette, please make sure you arrive on time. Make sure you have a quiet place to work. You have all your materials that you need. You need to make sure your microphone is on mute. Your video is on. You are raising your hand by waving or using nod. Unmute your microphone to talk and leave at the end of the meeting. Our classroom norms, we must be kind, be respectful, and be working. Our mission statement, you will work together as friends and family. Let's try that again. We will work together as friends and family. In Mrs. Met's class, to gain more knowledge, to work, and to learn. So we can all be successful. We will listen to each other. We will help each other and encourage each other. We will make things happen and show the world we will not accept anything short of the best. Mute. Thank you, guys. Everybody goes on mute. Our class goal is 100% of Mrs. Met students will show growth on unit assessments throughout the 2020-2021 school year. They will accomplish this goal by being purposeful and intentional with their time and learning. Today's learning objective, we are going to define plants and animals and how they affect the lives of Texans. All right, I am going to open up my Canvas. So at this point, you guys just stay on the meeting and watch. Nope, not Canvas. Because I will be presenting and reading it to you. I am getting into the Savas Easy Bridge. I will be getting into our social studies. I will be getting into Chapter 1, Lesson 4, and I will be reading the text to you. I know, thank you. Again, guys, I know Savas is a little strange because when you go in there and you're like, but I don't have any assignments, they're all done. They're not done. I'm telling you right now, for most of you, they're not done. You need to go into the In Progress tab. You've got to go into the In Progress tab, and I am not talking to all of you, but most of you. Most of you need to go back into the In Progress and complete those lessons. Complete the guidance and complete the quizzes. I have a lot of zeros. I have a lot of zeros from people that are like, but I did it. But you didn't. You started it, but you didn't finish it. So it went into In Progress. You got to go under the In Progress to find it. Somebody's got a question. I need you to wait until I stop. All right, Chapter 1, Lesson 4, Texas Plants and Animals. Picture the trees and plants growing in your area. Do you think what grows in other parts of Texas looks the same? You have read about how Texas's landforms, elevation, and climate vary. These factors and the soil cause Texans' vegetation to vary too. Vegetation includes all the trees and plants growing in an area, even farmers' crops. Plants that have grown naturally in an area for a long time without being planted or watered are the area's natural vegetation. Natural vegetation. In some places where crops or homes cover the land, it is hard to picture the natural vegetation. It has been removed or cleared to use the land for other things. In other places, people have planted trees and flowers from faraway places. For example, people planted elephant ears, a pretty plant from Asia. Today, this plant has spread and grows freely in the Texas wetlands, crowding out the natural vegetation. The natural vegetation of the coastal plains includes thick pine forests that are cut for timber. Marsh grasses and other wetland plants also thrive in the wetter regions. In South Texas, where freezing temperatures are rare, palm trees grow naturally. In the north central plains, drier and cooler climate supports smaller trees and more grasses. And further west, where it is drier still, the trees are shorter and fewer. In this dry mountainous regions, you will see plants such as cactus. As you have read, the soil in river valleys is especially fertile. Along the lower Rio Grande, in the area Texans call the valley, the soil is rich and the climate warm. This makes it a good place for farming. However, people enjoy the climate too, so homes cover much of this fertile land. Texas crops. There are more farms in Texas than any other state in the country. All these farms and the agricultural products grown there help feed people in the state, the country, and the world. They also help clothe people by growing lots of cotton. Cotton is the most valuable crop in Texas. It is worth about $2.2 billion. Cotton from Texas is shipped to other states and around the world. At first, cotton was grown in East Texas where there was enough water. Today, most of it is grown in the drier plains of Northwest. The water needed is pumped from aquifers now. Irrigation systems then push the water through sprinklers to spray the crops or through pipes to water the ground. The biggest crop is corn. Corn accounts for about 14% of the total crop receipts in Texas. Other important cash crops include sorghum, wheat, and hay. Oranges were once an important crop in Texas, but freezing weather has reduced the crops. Freezing weather destroys oranges. Now they are grown in the warm Rio Grande Valley. Grapefruits such as Grapefruits, such as the official state fruit, the Texas Ruby Red, are grown there too. Texas is also known for its peaches, peanuts, pecans, watermelons, cantaloupes, and carrots. It takes a lot of water to grow rice, so it's grown near the northern Gulf Coast. A fast-growing business in Texas is growing flowers and potted plants. Homeowners and businesses buy these plants to keep indoors and plant outside. Sometimes potted plants are rented for special events. If you go to the shopping mall or public buildings to see potted plants, they are probably grown in Texas. Yeah, did you know you could rent potted plants? And somebody will come in, businesses do it. I worked for a corporate office back in the early 2000s, and we had a company that we rented plants from, and they would come in and they would care for the plants, and if for some reason a plant started dying, they would take it away and replace it. It's actually pretty nice. We don't do that at home. It gets kind of expensive. So corporations do it. Texas animals. Picture yourself on a tour of Texas wildlife. Notice that the wild animals you see change as you travel around the state. Start in the western mountains. You will see black bears. They used to live throughout the state, but today most live in the quiet area. There are antelope, mountain lions, and jackrabbits too. Look at the Cactus Wrens. These birds make nests in cacti that only grow in a dry area. Next, travel north to the plains of the Panhandle. You will enjoy watching the large towns of prairie dogs. Scientists recently found out the animals are not just barking, they are talking to each other. There are unusual birds such as the big sandhill cranes and the lesser prairie chickens to see. And if you look for it, you might find a Texas horned lizard. Next stop are the grasslands and forests of northeast Texas. The region's many lakes and rivers are home to fish and river otters. Texas, and especially the Gulf Coast, is the best place in the country for bird watching. More than 600 types of birds have been recorded in the state. Some live in Texas year-round. Many others cross the state as they migrate to homes far away. During the spring and fall migrations, you can even see beautiful birds resting in a nearby park. Monarch butterflies also migrate across the state. Every fall, tens of millions of them fly south across the state to a forest in Mexico. So many land on each branch and leaf in the forest that you cannot see the tree at all. In the spring, the butterflies fly back across Texas to their homes further north. So many monarchs across Texas that they were named the state insect. Endangered species. In 2013, 63 animals and 25 plants were listed as endangered in Texas. Endangered species are in danger of disappearing forever. When a species such as the passenger pigeon disappears forever, it is extinct. Once huge flocks of these birds flew over Texas, now they are gone forever. Today, the government protects endangered plants and animals. Laws make it illegal to kill or harm the animals. Laws protect important habitats too. Habitats are places in nature where a plant or animal lives. These laws prevent people from using the land in ways that harm the natural habitat. This helps the animals survive with limits how people use the land. Endangered animals in Texas come in all sizes. There are big ones such as the ocelots and jaguars. The whooping crane is the tallest bird in North America. There are tiny ones such as minnows and even some spiders. Some, like bats, live in caves. Others, like sea turtles, live in the Gulf. Remember, the lesser prairie chickens you saw on the plains? They are becoming hard to find and may be added to the list of threatened animals. Threatened plants and animals are close to becoming endangered. Government laws protect these plants and animals. However, there are many things you can also do. First, find out what species need help in your area. Find out all you can about why the species is threatened. A big threat in many species is the loss of habitat. You can help protect the environments by keeping it litter-free. You can help birds by putting out a bird feeder. If there is a place you can plant things, choose plants native to your region. Native animals often use native plants for food or shelter. Lastly, talk to people about what they can do to help Texas plants and animals stay healthy. All right, guys. So that is Chapter 1, Lesson 4. We have gone through all 4 chapters. Next week, Monday, we will do the vocabulary for Chapter 4. And then Tuesday, we'll probably have a test over Chapter 4. So you want to make sure that you have your vocabularies gathered for all 4 lessons in this chapter. Today, you're going to complete the Got It and the quiz for Chapter 4. I reassigned it this morning, naming it 10/22/2020, just to make sure that you guys saw it. So I also redid it in case some of you have already done Chapter 1, Lesson 4, and you did not get satisfactory grades. If you have grades less than a 70, I highly recommend you go in and do them again. Okay? If for some reason when you get into, so here in a minute, you're going to quit looking at this meeting. You should not be looking at this meeting after, when I say go, you're going to quit looking at this meeting and go to your Savas Easy Bridge. Go into your social studies. Make sure that you check your in progress. Check your in progress. Make sure you've done the Got It and the quizzes for all 4 lessons. All right. Does